Good morning. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, even just once, how do I want to be remembered? When I am no longer around, how will people think of me? I ask this because today's celebration is called the commemoration of all the faithful departed. In other words, today is a day of remembering. We remember all those who have gone before us, our family members, relatives, friends, and people we know who have departed from this life. Before us are their pictures, faces we have loved, and voices we can still hear in our hearts. We remember the laughter they shared, the sacrifices they made, the lessons they taught us, and the faith they have passed on to us. And as we remember them, we also give thanks to God for the gift of their lives, for the time we shared with them, and for the memories that continue to live within us. Every life, no matter how long or short, is a story of God's love. However, my dear brothers and sisters, today's celebration is not only about remembering those who have gone before us. It is also an invitation for us, the living, to pause and ask ourselves, when I am gone, what kind of memory will I leave behind? Will I be remembered for my goodness, for being a person of compassion, generosity, faith, and forgiveness? Will others recall how I made them feel loved, how I reached out when they were in need, how I worked for peace rather than division? Or will I be remembered for my indifference, my insecurities, my selfishness, my bitterness, or the wounds I may have caused? I remember something that happened to me years ago that really touched my heart. After a morning mass, a parishioner came up to me and said, "Father, thank you for what you have done for me. I will never forget your kindness." I was surprised because I did not think I had done anything special. Perhaps it was a simple prayer, a word of encouragement, or just being present when she needed someone to listen. But her words stayed with me. They reminded me that people remember not so much what we say or do, but how we make them feel, how we reflect God's love in simple and ordinary ways. That moment made me realize that every encounter, every small act of kindness, every gesture of compassion can become a memory that blesses someone's life. And one day, those memories will speak of who we were. And so today, as we remember our loved ones, we are also called to live lives that are worth remembering. Lives marked by love, faith, and mercy. To live a life worth living is not about doing great things or achieving worldly success. It's about living with purpose, with kindness, with a heart open to God and to others. It's about being a person through whom others can see the face of Christ. Every smile we share, every act of kindness, every moment we choose love over hate, these are the threads that make the story of our lives. And one day, when people mention our names in prayer, may they remember us not only with sadness, but also with gratitude. Grateful that we made their lives a little brighter, their burdens a little lighter, and their faith a little stronger. This is the message of today's celebration: to remember and also to be reminded. To remember those who have gone before us, and to be reminded to live a life worth remembering. For we too will one day depart from this world. It could be today, this week, this month, or this year. We do not know. Therefore, let us live well, let us love deeply, and forgive wholeheartedly. For in the end, it is not how long we live that matters, but how well we have lived. That is the memory worth leaving behind. Amen.